Okay, and welcome to the K-Files this morning. JP and myself are here to bring you some exciting news this morning. JP, you want to tell them what it is?
Well, I have several things. So which
Well, Team Cold Case, K-Files, has
breaking
solved
the case? Yeah, solving
Yeah.
the case. Solving the case. Yeah.
We have solved a case, and we are so happy about that. It is called a CI, a Citizens, anyway, a citizen ratted out somebody that solved,
Broke a
somebody
cold case.
that, yeah, they did. And this is what we want. This is what we beg for on this show all the time. And it happened again. This is our fourth. So we're happy about that. But the case was, you've heard us talking about, an Edgecombe County case, Harold Gamble. Harold Gamble lived off the road in Edgecombe County, way down the road, so there were no witnesses. Because, there was nobody around when you live back off the road. It's kind of like the Randy Colgrove case.
Very similar.
When it's off the road like that, you just don't have witnesses. And Edgecombe County worked it for about 3 years. And there were just no witnesses. It was a very hard case.
I had always wondered if they would be able to bring charges in that case.
I know. And so someone saw, we put this on YouTube. We put the K-Files on YouTube. And someone decided they wanted to do the right thing. That's what I call it. Do the right thing. Because we talk about this all the time, too. Every criminal, murderer, whatever you want to call them, they talk. They talk. They brag.
They do.
They brag. And apparently that's what this guy did. He bragged. And they, let's see who this is. Good morning.
Sandra,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
Listen, I'm not getting channel 17 on my television.
Okay.
Optima take it on.
Yes, ma'am. Off of you have an analog television. So what you've got to do, they're doing away with all analog. In other words, all the older sets, they did away with those as of Tuesday of this week. And you need to go to Optimum out at Walmart and get a box. There's a box that you can get. And, then you'll be able to pick it up. We don't want to lose you as a viewer, so we want you to go get that box. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, you got to get a box to go with your TV. Then you'll be able to pick us up again.
Okay.
All righty?
Those boxes cost, do you know?
I do not know if there's
They're
a
not
charge
much,
for them.
if anything.
Yeah, if they may be free, but if not, they're not going to be much.
Yeah.
Okay then, so I go out there to Optima. All right
Yes,
then.
ma'am. Thank you. Bye-bye. And I'm glad she brought that up because this did happen 2 days ago. When they said we're going to cut it, they cut it. So anyway, because I had one TV in my house. I've got 5 TVs, I think. One of them was a flat screen, but it's just an older in one of my bedrooms. And I checked it, and boom, black screen. I said, well, they did it. They pulled a plug.
Yeah, everybody needs an analog TV in their home just in case of an emergency,
Yeah.
so that you can receive local channels.
Yeah.
You just do.
Yeah, you do. But anyway, we were so happy that we got a call from Edgecombe County Sheriff's Department. They said Team Cold Case has been instrumental in helping to solve a case. We had someone see the program and came forward to us. We were able to go to the house of the person that did the crime and make an arrest. They were able to make the arrest. He is behind bars. And so we, the board, voted on an amount to pay. And I went and got the money. And this gentleman, within 48 hours, got paid.
So not only did he
Cash.
do the right thing,
He got some
he
money.
got paid.
He got
paid
some money.
in cash.
Absolutely. It was cash because the captain came, Captain Robert Tender came from Edgecombe County, and we counted the money out together, and he took it and was going to go give it. I don't know who the informant was, who the citizen informant was. I don't know. Don't want to know. I'm just thankful that you did what you did.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving that family some closure. I know that family. And I'm just so glad that the family's getting closure. And this person has got, he did the right thing, and his conscience will be relieved. And this
We just
guy's
need more
behind
people
bars.
to do it.
We got a murderer behind bars
Mhm.
that's not on the street to do this again. So, anyway, yes, we need more people to do this. Folks, it was completely anonymous. I don't know who this informant was. I don't want to know. JP doesn't know. He doesn't want to know. So, it's so important for you to come forward and help us with these crimes and get these people off the street. We know that every case in our book, somebody knows about it.
Mhm.
So we were very pleased, and we're going to go into some detail about it when Captain Tender comes in 2 weeks. He comes the second week in the month, and he said, then I will give you a little bit more detail. So anyway, well, let's talk a little bit about the Freddie Howell event. Again, we had EMS comes into play, I think, with the K-Files, because you never know,
It's public safety.
ambulances pick up, victims from murders, from stabbings, from whatever.
Mhm.
And so it's very important. EMS is an issue, big issue, and Freddie Howell and Alan Chesser had a meet and greet, and this is, they're both running for office, both running. Alan Chesser running for state representative, and Freddie Howell is running for Nash County Commissioner, District 3.
Two fine people. Yeah, they decided to get together and hold a meet and greet. Tuesday was a week ago. Great turnout. School board members were there. Freddie, his family, Chesser, his family. I'm gonna guess we had anywhere from 35 to 45 people in attendance, and they talked about a lot of the pressing issues affecting, Freddie talked about what was going on there in southern Nash County, why it was important to get out and vote. Sue Leggett appeared, she spoke. Sheriff Stone was there, he spoke. And it is basically get involved, get out and vote. They talked about, we'll talk about Alan Chesser as an example. Whoever his opponent is, they've had like 2 or 3 people from the district give him money. Mm-hmm. That's it. All of the money that's going to his opponent has poured in from, like I was saying earlier, from California, Michigan, New York, Chicago. Okay. And they have about as much money as he does. They've raised, and what they do is they're going online. They take someone like George Soros, who gives Wind Blue, $10 million, and they turn around and disperse it in $50 increments to people.
Well, it shouldn't be about money.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't be about, in any political, look at the money pouring in for Josh Stein. Oh, gosh, it's just pouring in. It shouldn't be about this.
And it's influencing. If you want to really talk about, influencing an election, that's what's going on. You need to ask yourself, why are these other people from California and New York. Why are they trying to influence an election right here in southern Nash County? Why? What does it matter? Why are they trying to influence a House seat right here in North Carolina? Why are they trying to influence a Senate seat right here in North?
Mm-hmm.
It's about power.
Yeah, sure
It's
it
about
is.
control.
Absolutely.
Anyway, very good event. They talked about the importance of growing the party. They talked about the importance of fundraising. They talked about the importance of this election, getting out, beating the bushes, voting early, bringing a friend, bringing a family member to a meeting, and really working the polls. The only way we're going to win is if we incorporate a lot of the measures that the other side has been very good at, and that is getting people to the polls on election day.
Right. It's always a challenge.
North Carolina, they don't allow what's called vote harvesting, but a lot of states do. That's something that we talked about a little bit. Another thing is getting people registered to vote, get them to the polling place. That's just the most important thing that you can do right now. We talked about forming a women's group for Nash County GOP, which was a week later, which was this past Tuesday night. And we just kind of solicited some women to kind of come and just listen to, if there was any interest in forming a group. We were expecting 5, 10, 15 people, women. We provided a free meal, and we had, I'm going to guess, 30, 40 women just from the southern end of the county. They voted to form this organization. It's going to be the Nash County Women's GOP, or Women's Republican Party. They're going to start meeting every other month, like once a month. But they met September in Middlesex or Mount Pleasant area. Then next month they're going to meet like in a location in Rocky Mount or in Nashville. So it's kind of
They'll
mixed
move
up.
around.
Yeah, because if you only have it in Rocky Mount, people from Bailey and Middlesex aren't coming.
Right,
If you
exactly.
have it only in Bailey and Middlesex, people from Rocky Mount are not going to engage it.
Exactly.
So it's only fair to rotate the location, and I think it's going to be a big hit. I think it's
I
going to
think
be
so.
a really big hit. You need to get everybody more active in politics, either side, or whatever you believe.
Absolutely.
You need to get involved and be well versed in the people that you support, why you support them, and why it's important that your side win.
Right. Absolutely. Well, we've got to take a break. We'll be right back with you right after this. That is great. Okay, well, talk about your experience this week.
So yeah, I wanted
yesterday.
to tell you, so my son Josh is 15 years old, and he has been looking a white Toyota truck. Dad, look at this truck. Dad, look at this truck. Dad, look at this truck. For months.
Look at there.
For months. So yesterday he's like, Dad, I found this one. Can we please go look at it? I said, yeah, we'll go look. Long story short, unbeknownst to him, I bought the truck.
Okay.
And this child, you would have, when he realized that I had bought it and we were there to get it, he went into cardiac arrest.
Bet he did.
But he is, we got it a few months early, but it was because we couldn't find one. So I told him yesterday, I said, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Birthday, Happy 4th of July, whatever.
Comes
But,
up. This
Good
is
kid,
it.
grinning like a mule eating briars. He was beside it, couldn't even hardly sleep last night.
Oh, I'll bet.
But he's a good kid.
Well, I know
Does
that is
really
exciting.
good grades and very athletic, very outgoing. Just an all-around good kid, and I'm just blessed that the good Lord has put me here and put me in a situation where I can do something like that for him.
Well, it's always good to be rewarded. Tell students that all the time, and my granddaughter, tell her, you can be rewarded for all these good things if you stay on the right path. So he was rewarded because, like you said, he makes good grades.
Very
does
mannerable.
sports.
He's just a good, and I ain't saying it because he's mine,
Well,
but all three of mine are very good.
I would
all-around
expect
kids.
that you would have kids like that. I would, and congratulations. What's his name?
Joshua.
Okay,
I've had to get out of the-
congratulations to Joshua.
I've had to get out of the habit. All of my kids had nicknames from the time they were old enough to crawl. And Josh has happened to be Baby Josh. So I've had to get out of the habit of calling him Baby Josh at 14 years old.
Oh, that's funny. Good morning.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Good morning, y'all.
Good morning.
I'd like to know when the Rocky Mountain Detectives are going to be back on your show. Have they stumbled on a tip or something?
We have had a case solved. That's what we were just talking about, the Harold Gamble case in Edgecombe County. Now, we will have next week, we will have Captain Sherrod on from Nash County, because it's the first week in the month. So we'll have him on next week, and the following week will be Captain Tender from Edgecombe County.
Okay. But I'm talking about the Jeff Cobb case. Have they stumbled on a tip or something?
I don't think so. I will have to check and see where that... I will check and see where that stands, and we'll talk about that up in upcoming show, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Well, we've had some interest on the K-Files this morning, I'll tell you.
We have.
You know, talking about your truck, my cousin called me and she said, I just had a truck back into my car at the Walmart parking lot. I said, oh my gosh. She said, I'm so frustrated. She said, but the lady got out, the girl got out and said, you know, she was middle-aged, got out and said, I'm so sorry. You know, her husband was with her. I'm so sorry that I backed into you. I didn't see you, whatever. Her husband got out and he apologized to my cousin, and he said, I told her this was too much truck for her when she bought the daggone thing. And he said, do you know she was at a gas pump yesterday and drug one of those yellow things that are beside the gas pump, drug it out of the ground around somewhere. I don't know what she was talking about, but anyway, I would say that was too much truck for that girl to handle. That's funny. But women do have trucks.
You know, my wife, when we got married, she was like, you know, I want an Expedition or a Suburban. I'm like, what? It's like it's too much truck. You have a hard enough time getting in a parking spot. Absolutely not.
I hate to get into a parking spot with the Yukon. We've got a Yukon, but I don't drive that much. But I hate to get into a part with it. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, all right, let's move on with James. We're going to be very abridged, short this morning. We're going to go off a little bit early, but we can at least get to one or two cases.
This first case we're going to kind of touch on this morning is the James Lynch Richardson case. James Lynch Richardson. It was from August 9th, 2011. Around 12:41 a.m., Rocky Mount Police received a call in reference to a suspicious event at Duke Mobile Home Park on Raleigh Road in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. When they arrived, a person had stated that his neighbor, James Richardson, who was 56, was lying in his front doorway and bleeding. The investigation discovered that the residence was in disarray consistent with a struggle, and there was a large amount of blood in the living room area. Mr. Richardson appeared to have been trying to flee the residence. He had been beaten and stabbed.
That's bad. Can you imagine trying to get away and
You can't do it.
you can't.
Yeah.
You just can't. Stabbed, beaten, that's terrible. Duke's Mobile Home Park, we've talked about this case before, is over, I believe, across from that Convenient Mart there's a case at that convenient mart that
Yep.
used to be like Holloman's or something on 97.
Yep, coming into Rocky Mount from the old Sundrop plant. It would be there on your left, like in a little grove of trees.
Yes.
There was a handful of single-wide mobile homes there.
Yes, very close. The Sundrop plant is a good landmark for that because it's not far. You're right. But anyway, if you know anything about James Lynch Richardson, this was 2011, but somebody knows about it. You don't forget stuff like this. We say this all the time. And we have proven on this show what law enforcement says with this case that was just solved. You are the best resource to solve these crimes. So please, if you know anything, it's anonymous. It is anonymous. And you will get cash money just like this person did in the Harold Gamble case.
And
You'll
like
get
we've-
cash money.
And like we've stated before, people love to brag. I guarantee you most of the cases in this book, the perpetrator has bragged to someone.
Yes.
Because they want to
Absolutely.
flex about, I killed him, or what have you. Look, take notice of that, remember it, call, share the tip, get paid for it. Get paid for it.
Right.
And bring that person to justice, hold them accountable for their actions. And at the same time, you're getting paid and you're making the community a safer place to live, work, and raise a family.
That's exactly right. Well, a neighbor apparently heard something or whatever and called the authorities in this case. And I guess he might have went over there and found him laying in the front doorway. That's what it says. Well, he was laying in the front doorway. I don't know whether the neighbor found him or not, but the neighbor is the one that the police talked to anyway. Bleeding and laying in the front doorway and bleeding. So anyway, if you know anything, please let us know.
This next case is Jeffrey Cotton. Jeffrey Cotton. It's from August 13th, 2011. It's a Halifax County case. Halifax County deputies responded to Club Dreams on Highway 158 in Littleton around 1:45 a.m. in reference to a disturbance where shots had been fired. Deputies arrived and found Jeffrey Cotton of Weldon suffering from gunshot wounds. He died later from his injuries. Jeffrey Cotton, August 13th, 2011, Halifax County 158 in Littleton. Shot, killed at Club Dreams. And like I say, dying from his injuries. It appears to be a young man. Looks like he's in his early 20s. Jeffrey Cotton.
Went to the club and didn't know that he wasn't going to leave the club. So anyway, okay, I think we got time for one more.
This next case is Jermaine Latre Flowers. Jermaine Latre Flowers. It is from September 12th, 2011. Flowers was killed in a shooting at 737 Sunset Avenue in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, around 11:30 p.m. Jermaine was in the home, which was occupied by around 15 other people at the time. One other person was injured in the shooting. Per the police report, 13 rounds in all were fired into the home. Several bullet holes were found in the walls. An unknown male between 5'8" and 5'10". He was tall, wearing a blue shirt, dark pants, seen running from the area towards Western Avenue. 15 people witnessed to this shooting. 13 rounds fired. Suspect, unknown male, 5'8" to 5'10", wearing blue shirt, dark pants, seen running from the area towards Western Avenue.
Wow. 15 people in that house, 13 rounds. I mean, it's a wonder somebody did.
Yeah.
More people were not hurt. than that. Wow.
Unless he was the target, which means all of the fire would have been towards that one particular person, and it wasn't just sporadic
Yeah.
gunfire.
737 Sunset Avenue is where this took place, and if you know anything, Jermaine Latre Flowers is no longer with us because there was it a drive-by?
Mm-mm. I wouldn't think so. Not if 13 rounds.
With 13
Well,
rounds.
he was seen running from the area. So I'm going to say not.
So he was not in a car. Okay.
Right.
Wow. Well, I guess not. Anyway, if you know anything about this, one other person was injured in the shooting. Per the police report, 13 rounds were fired into the home. Several bullet holes were found in the walls. Well,
This is another young man killed, too,
way before
20
his
years
time.
old. 20 years old.
It's a shame. It's a real shame. And he looks, in the picture, he looks like a nice looking young
Clean cut,
man.
yes.
Clean cut, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, well, that's all for the K-Files today. We're going to show you an interview from another show. Not an interview. We're going to show you a case from another show that we did. So stay tuned and watch. Continue with the K-Files. We'll have some weather, and we'll finish up with some cases that we have done in the past. We'll be back with you next week. So stay tuned. Hopefully we'll solve another case between now and then, because you're going to call. You're going to call law enforcement. Call the number on the bottom of the screen. Call 977-1111, Twin County Crime Stoppers, or whatever you want to call, but call a number and help us solve another crime. Be the next one. Be the next hero in your community.
Absolutely.
To get somebody off the street. All right.